Hello. Well, I just wanted to show off something rather cool today that I found online. What it is a module, dual USB 5-volt output module, to basically make a do-it-yourself power bank. Such as here's a commercial one online that I got off of Amazon for $20. And I made this one actually for just $4. That's the cost of this PCB. Then I got the battery for free from an old computer, and I started on JST plugs connections right there. Some of the pros and cons. I love how there's two outputs, but only one of them is 2.1 amps. This one actually. The other one, he'll just grab my pointer, should be easier. The other one is 1 amp, and then, so that's the first con. And my second major con is that you are able to charge with this micro USB port, but there's no pass through. So you cannot be charging this battery and also be outputting to charge, say, your phone at the same time, which is just a bit annoying. You'll notice that when I turn it on, there's an LED that was included, just a little gimmick. Another click will turn that off. It's two clicks, turn it on, and then one click to turn the LED off. You have to be pretty fast though, else it doesn't activate. Like you see if I do slow, no, but in a row, yes. It will also automatically turn on if you, well, input or output power. So a quick demonstration, I'm just going to use this, well, the commercial battery pack I got, because that's easier. It will charge iPhones, and I don't see why it wouldn't charge Android phones as well. And it charges them pretty fast. My iPhone 6S will go up 3 to 4% for every 1% lost here. And on the 2.1 amp output does that quite fast. So to charge it, you just plug in your micro USB right there. It's a bit finicky as always because these things are so small. I'll activate this. See, it turns the display turns on for around 20 seconds. There's no way to stop that, but you'll see the little flashing inside that continues until you've got up to 100%. And to output, it's exactly the same thing, but in reverse. You plug into the port of your choosing. I don't see why you wouldn't use the 2.4 amp port if you don't have that. And then the other end simply goes into whatever you feel like charging. And there we go. You can just about read it. It says out. Sorry, it says out 5 volts 2.1 amps. For demonstration purposes, I'll switch it to this one. You'll see it says out, but there's no 2.1 amps, so it is the slower one. Something I've noticed is that if you're charging at full power off of both of these for say more than half an hour, this will get hot enough to start liquefying the hot glue that I've used to attach it. So chances are it would just fall off before you did any major damage, because these electronics are pretty simple and thus pretty robust. I'd say the biggest danger actually is one of these cables like getting pulled out, which is why I've hot glued them on to add some, structure. But without installing the heatsink, what I was trying to say is that you probably do not want to run both ports at full power off the same time for half an hour, up to an hour, and definitely not past that. Just to give you an idea of what I'm using, it's a 2400 milliamp hour battery, Li-on, but you do have to be a bit careful with the chemistries because this charger will, at 100%, will put the battery at 4.2 volts and will discharge it down to 3 volts. It's just a one cell battery, so that's why I'm not saying per cell. And you have to make sure that yours is up to spec, so don't use a high voltage LiPo. Don't lose the Li-ons that only go up to 4.1 cells. Just watch out a little bit. But any LiPo that you use in the hobby, and especially ones that are old, that you've stressed out and you can't really fly on your quadcopter or plane or whatever device you use, should be perfectly fine in this. As you can see, this one's not huge. For perspective, the one I got online, and also here's my gigantic voltmeter. Doesn't even fit in the frame. They're quite small, and yet does easily two full charges of my phone, 200%. So that's very nice indeed. Link is down in the description in case you're interested. And other than that, just, thanks for looking.